Hello, Nibras International School and the Model United Nations. I am honored and humbled to be with you here today. Shukran, shukran, shukran. I applaud your efforts to create unified resolutions for all, dedicated to a greener, brighter, better, and more inclusive planet. And at the heart of that very notion is a simple concept, that the degree to which you resist injustice is the degree to which we are free. Now, we are living in tumultuous times, and I apologize for them, because 100% they are not your fault. However, they are your reality and your responsibility. And I believe that together we can grow something greater and work our way to a better future that helps mitigate some of the most pressing problems the world has ever seen. The first thing we need to do is understand the difference between equity and equality. Equality is me holding hands and bringing a small child up to a fence and saying, we're going to look over that fence and see what's on the other side. Equity is ensuring that that beautiful young small child has the same vantage point as me and has been afforded a stool, a chair, or a ladder to stand on and look in with me as well. So I want you to really grasp that it's not only important to have equality, it's really about equity. Equity and opportunity for all. Climate change has created some of the most pressing problems we've ever seen. And remarkably, it's happening on every single climate. Whether it's light pollution, noise pollution, rising seas, melting ice, loss of hunting grounds, loss of environment. These impacts are having a multitude of effects all around the world because we are all interconnected. So the changes that we need to seek must be systemic. They must be structural. They can't be Band-Aids. You wouldn't put a Band-Aid on a bullet wound, and right now we are bleeding and hemorrhaging as a world and as individual societies. So I started this talk by sharing with you that the degree to which you resist injustice is the degree to which you are free. To give you some context of the work that I do in the poorest congressional district in America, I'd like you to watch this brief video. This is our skyline. These are our shops, our supermarkets, our windows, our doors, our homes, and our yards in the poorest congressional district in America. This is our soil. Here, we are growing something greater for children who love to learn, to make, to nurture, and to taste. This is Green Bronx Machine. It's important to realize that there are no separate systems, and that systems thinking is a discipline for seeing the whole. It's far more than simply connecting dots, but rather a framework for seeing entire relationships, for seeing patterns and trends, not snapshots. It is a sense of universal connectedness, understanding the before, the during, and the after. And now more than ever in this internet age of imprints, impressions, and the next kind of social media phenomenon, it is important to realize that those snapshots of time are absolutely irrelevant to the grander scheme of things. I do believe that Einstein said it best when he said, our task must be to free ourselves by widening our circle of compassion to include all living creatures and the whole of nature and beauty. And with that, I think the easiest way to share our impact on the world is not necessarily to look at people, but to look at animals. So let's take a look at this short video. know that that video is difficult to watch, but it brings me to a very critical point. Imagine what we're doing to our brothers and sisters, our children and our grandchildren. And it brings me to the point that I want to make about what I call the triple bottom line, understanding that people, planet, and profit can go together. And make no doubt about it, I am not anti-economics, I'm not anti-industry, but what I am against and encourage all of you to avoid is an extraction economy. Things that suck the health, wealth, and resources out of one community and transport them far, far away and leave death, disease, and disease in its wake. That is not fair. That is not equitable. We need to think about ways to include everybody, business paradigms that are good for the part and the whole, and bring everybody to a seat at the table. Make no doubt about it, this work is hard. And the one thing I'm here to tell you is I have failed more times than I could ever count. But failure is the ultimate fuel for success. So I encourage all of you to fail hard, fail often, and fail freely. But each and every time, learn from your mistakes. I've learned that WD-40, the water displacement formula that's now used around the world, is called WD-40 because WD-1 through 39 didn't work. It was the 40th attempt that worked. Formula 409, perhaps one of the greatest cleaning solutions of all time, is the result of 408 prior iterations. So failure can absolutely be the fuel for your success. And I encourage all of you to embrace it, not to be afraid of it, and most importantly, learn from it. So boys and girls, you may be saying, Stephen, all of this seems so daunting. Well, I also want you to do a couple of very important things. Number one, take time to smell the flowers. Put the screens down. Learn to embrace relationships. And maybe one day, all of you will have the privilege of even doing something remarkable, like falling in love. So, every day you have choices, and the way you choose and the way you make decisions impacts not only yourself, but the rest of the world. So every day you vote with your mouth, you vote with your fork, you vote with your ballot, you vote with how you buy clothing, the decisions you make, the brands that you affiliate with, and the businesses you support. And I urge you, in this age of more and more transparency, to dig deep and understand how you are leveraging your support and how companies and businesses around the world are leveraging yours for their goods, and find an alignment that supports people, planet, and profit so that together we can all prosper. Boys and girls, I urge you to remember that the degree to which we resist injustice is the degree to which we are free. And the opposite of courage is not cowardice, it is conformity. Because even a dead fish can go with the flow. And I know all of you at the Cura conference right now are not dead fish, and none of you want to go with the flow. You want to make change. So be bold, be brave, and remember, it's up to you to make epic happen. Thank you so much for your time. I can't wait to visit with you and get out there and make epic happen. Si se puede.